Much like Eve in the Garden of Eden, I was deceived. I fell for it. I seen the bait under the box with the stick holding it up. I knew it was too good to be true, but I took the bait anyways. Go ahead, flog me. I deserve it. Tar and feather me. I'm a failure. Because the Ruby Rose top OnlyFans spender situation where he was obsessed with her, got a tattoo and everything, turns out all that was fake. He said he hopped on Adam 22's No Jumper podcast and said that it was all a marketing tactic, an OnlyFans advertisement for Ruby Rose.
Nah, I didn't purchase none of her OnlyFans content.
Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was all a hoax?
I got in this situation where I just went and took a picture with Ruby Rose, right? Like,
Okay.
I got paid for it. I didn't know exactly what it was for. You know, I think it was like a promo thing or something or whatever the fuck it was, you know? And I met up with her. I take this picture. Next day, I'm like the fucking OnlyFans top spender. I knew there was like some kind of thing where there was like, had to do with the OnlyFans top spender shit, but I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So they made it look like I was her top spender, you know?
He somehow had a connection with Ruby Rose and just immediately said yes to doing this promo thing with her, knowing absolutely nothing about what it was going to be, what it was going to entail, and what it was going to do to his public image. She said, "Do you want it?" And he said, "Absolutely yes." I don't even need to hear the rest of it. Yes. The answer is yes. So right now I'm thinking he's either willfully ignorant or that he actually is the crazed OnlyFans top spender that we all think he is.
So they
had an
didn't
idea
fill
they
you
were
in
gonna-
on this beforehand? They didn't
kinda
say,
get-
hey, we have this big idea. This is what we're going to
So
do.
the
We're going to
idea
fake this
was
thing.
like, they were like, we're going to use your, I mean, they kind of let me know that I was going to be like this, like one of her like subscribers, I guess, on OnlyFans or something like that, right? I was like, okay, that sounds cool. You know, I didn't know it was going to blow up to this big, huge story. You know, they said it was going to be big. And then, you know, I was like, okay, cool. This is kind of cool, whatever the fuck. I was like, when's money going to start coming in? You know, like I was like, I want some money out of this. And
But
then
how are you going to get paid for it? And you're saying that they didn't tell you beforehand that this was going to be the storyline?
well, I knew there was this OnlyFans and like the person's the top spender, but I didn't know the story was going to come out to be bigger than what the story is now, you know, like where I'm like the obsessive guy who's in love with her.
I hate how he won't give a concise yes or no answer. Adam says, "So did they tell you beforehand?" He says it twice. "Did they tell you beforehand what this whole situation in the storyline was going to be?" And he says, "Well, they told me there was going to be Ruby Rose and top OnlyFans spender, but I didn't know it was going to be this big." Just say yes or no. But even if you did only know half of the story, like he says he knew he was going to be taking on the role of being Ruby Rose's #1 spender, why would you say yes to that? Unless they were giving you like a ridiculous amount of money, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Why would you willfully be seen as like a giant simp, someone that spends life savings amounts of money on OnlyFans models? Like, regardless of even like the crazy text messages that came out and the tattoo and all that, you just spending that much money on her OnlyFans and putting your face out there, or just playing the role of the person that did all that, it's gonna make you look pathetic either way.
So the $60,000 number was fake.
It's a real account, but it's not me. So it's like
Okay.
an actual account that's paid into Ruby Rose.
So some guy did spend 60 grand on her. It just wasn't you.
yeah, it wasn't me.
So the situation's sort of real, but much like a reenactment, he's just an actor playing the role of the real person. In my head right now, I'm thinking that it'd be so funny if it was actually him who did all this, but he's saying that it's not him because it's his alter ego, you know? Like a Batman Bruce Wayne kind of thing. Like, he's not the top OnlyFans spender, but his alter ego, the crazed Ruby fans top spender, that's him.
And then I did say we should like get some kind of tattoo going, you know, like I'll get her name or something tattooed on me. I didn't think I was gonna get a portrait
Where's the portrait?
on the back of my leg.
Okay.
So now so first I'm the top spender, and then it comes out to me being, I didn't know I was a Bitcoin billionaire, you know. I mean, I have some money, you know, but I'm not like Bitcoin billionaire, you know. So the story's coming out, but I didn't hear about that side of
Did
the
you
story.
put that narrative out there, or did her and her team put that out
Yeah,
there?
her and her team. I didn't know anything about that part.
You know, I had a couple comments that told me that this whole situation could be a setup for publicity because OnlyFans models have really weird ways of advertising. I'm sure you're aware of these tactics. So I wouldn't put it past them. I didn't put it completely out of my mind that it could have been an elaborate scheme to promote her OnlyFans. But something about this just feels so fishy. Because even if we are buying his narrative, why would he want to become famous for being this crazy person who sends paragraphs, biblical amounts of text, calls Ruby Rose his queen, says that she's his everything, gets a tattoo of her? Like, you're not making yourself look good. You got a tattoo of her. Regardless of if you're actually this crazy top spender or not, part of that is actually yourself, because you actually got the tattoo. So deep down in yourself, there's at least like a small part of you that is this persona you're playing.
But then also you were on True Life fucking porn addiction, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was? And then I looked into that afterwards, but so
Were you on True Life porn addiction? Or because
No.
I saw that too. I saw that there was
doesn't
like
look like me, does it?
Oh, that wasn't you at all. I saw the picture and I just assumed that it was. Wow,
Yeah.
is nothing real? Holy shit.
Yeah, so apparently this narrative's also fake. I didn't talk about it in the video because I didn't know about it, but apparently people were saying that he was the dude from True Life porn addiction named Brandon. And that's this right here. That's the image of it. And I gotta say, they look very similar. Like, there is a pretty uncanny resemblance between these two. Like, it looks like the same dude, except he just grew out his beard instead of having that weird looking skid mark thing he has on his chin. They look very similar. They look eerily similar. Like, if that's not him, that's his evil twin brother who's addicted to porn or something. Maybe it's his twin brother that's Ruby Rose's top OnlyFans spender. At this point, it almost seems more believable that he is Ruby Rose's top OnlyFans spender and he's lying about all this to try to save public image than it is to believe that all of this is fake and it was set up and it's an elaborate scheme for Ruby Rose's OnlyFans. Like, that's almost harder to believe that this was all faked.
But I didn't know it was gonna be as big as this was gonna be. You know, I didn't even know what was going on. And then I get the tattoo, and then it turns out to be I'm like some obsessive like stalker guy named Brandon, which was the guy on True Life, where he was addicted to porn, and that's why like in the messages it says Brandon OnlyFan creep or some shit.
Like, you're not making yourself look any better by saying that you went along with all of this, knowing absolutely nothing about it, saying that you knew nothing about what was going on, yet you still got a tattoo of her face and everything. Like, you're playing along. You're just as at fault here because you're playing along with this crazy narrative. Have some self-awareness, dude. He's also wearing like the same exact outfit that he did in the pictures with Ruby Rose, which leads me to question, does he actually do his laundry? Does he shower? Does he have personal hygiene?
I wake up, I see this post, and it's like the tattoo one, right? And then I'm like seeing all the text messages, and I'm like, I didn't even like read it. Like, I seen some of it, and it seemed like it was really bad, so I like just turned my phone off. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I don't know. I don't know how they generated that message, but that shit kind of like made me go crazy for a few days.
Am I going crazy? Does this feel satirical to anybody else? It almost feels like they're making fun, being like meta on the whole situation. Because hearing him say, I don't know how they generated those messages, him saying that the messages are also fake, none of this is sitting right with me. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, but I'm not a detective like Batman. I can't figure it out.
It's kind of cool to be famous.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if they're painting a narrative of you that's totally different from who you actually are as a person, that's probably less fun.
Yeah, because I mean, there was all these different narratives. Like I'm a Bitcoin billionaire. I'm a porn addict. I don't know, love Ruby Rose so much that I would get a tattoo of her.
Yeah, and there's also a new narrative that you're putting out now saying that it was all fake. It was all just a marketing scheme.
I was in the same exact boat. There was a guy, I won't say his name, but he's very, very high up at OnlyFans. Like, he works in OnlyFans corporate. And he was here. Me and Lena were doing a meeting with him, talking about some stuff OnlyFans related. And we obviously ended up bringing up your situation because it had came out like that day. And the guy kind of rolls his eyes at me and he's like, yeah, that shit's not real.
Yeah, I felt like a dummy when I first heard it, but the more I'm listening to you two talk to each other, you two yapping, I'm starting to feel like it might actually be real, because it seems, it feels more plausible and it feels more believable that whole situation really did happen than all of it being fake, because he provides almost no evidence that it is fake. He doesn't show that he actually knows Ruby Rose. He doesn't show that Ruby Rose's team actually communicated with him. Surely there'd be some text messages back and forth, maybe some emails or something, some paper trail, some thread connecting the points, but there isn't. There's way more evidence to support that he actually is Brandon Weird OnlyFans man.
They were like kind of like hinting things like when the team was talking to me, or the agency or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even know what it's called. They weren't like telling me everything that was going on. So it was like, I kind of had like, after I was like realizing what was going on, I was picturing it in my head after a while. And I was like, this is what they're doing. They're like they got the character, which is me. And then now they're going to figure out something else that's when the true life shit came in. So now they were able to do this. And I don't know.
Does he not understand that he has the ability of free will? They weren't holding him at gunpoint to become this character and to be a public punching bag and the laughing stock in town square. He could have said, no, get out of my way. He could have said, no, I'm not gonna be portrayed as this weirdo. But he either wanted the publicity and wanted the fame and the clout so bad that he was willing to play this role, or he actually is the person that he was portrayed as online. Those are the two options. I'm leaning towards it actually being real, but at the same time, who knows? Unless some actual evidence comes out either way, I guess you can't confirm or deny either side of it.
I mean, honestly, like when I met her, she was cool. Like, you know, I mean, like, I know like her team's in on this, you know, so I mean, I don't know if this, I mean, the way that she was to me, like she was super dope. They made me look like I was like I have like 220 pictures in my phone of me and her. So it's like they used one picture, makes me look like I'm a weirdo.
The fact that he knew that there was 220, that's a weirdly specific number. The fact that he like knew the number of pictures that they took together further makes me think that the narrative of him actually being the weird Brandon OnlyFans top spender story is the real story. Because who takes 220 pictures together? And who remembers that amount of pictures you take together unless you're actually the crazed, stalker, obsessed weirdo in love with the OnlyFans model that you just ran into in some weed shop?
Have you told anybody about this being fake besides me?
No, I mean, just the people that know. And I mean, even my aunt, she hit me up saying, you're spending $62,000 on this girl. And I have it on like DM and stuff. And I was like, no, I spent more like 76,000 now, because I knew the money was going up and shit. So I've been playing the story, you know, playing along with it, because I knew like I can't really tell anyone, you know.
So he's so dedicated to this role that even behind closed doors to his own family, his aunt, he's playing the role of Brandon Weird OnlyFans obsessed weirdo. What the fuck?
The crazy thing about it is that on one hand, I'm thinking, oh, I bet they swore you to secrecy. But I bet they didn't, right?
No NDA, no contract, nothing. Like, and I was like thinking in my head, why? Like, why did they do this?
Cricket noises. Cricket noises. Cricket noise.
What made you decide to come clean? Was this a hard decision, or do you feel like this is in any way like you're turning your back on Ruby Rose?
I technically reached out to the team, you know, and I said, hey, so where do we go from here? Because this ain't benefiting me at all. You know, I'm like, how's this benefiting me? I have all these podcasts hitting me up, and I mean, I need to make some money out of this, or I need to do something, because I'm not doing anything now. I'm just trolling on the internet.
That's all I'm going to show you. That's pretty much the end of it. He himself says that he didn't benefit from this at all. And yet, why go along with it for as long as you did? They didn't make you sign a contract, didn't make you sign an NDA. They didn't make you do anything. They didn't make you do any of this. You did this of your own choosing, your own free will. You have no one to blame but yourself, pal. And other than that, man, I guess I was fooled. I'm a fraud. I'm a phony. Snake oil salesman. I lied to you. I'm sorry. Santa Claus isn't real either. Since we're lying, I'm just gonna keep it up. Santa isn't real. The Easter Bunny isn't real. I'll lie to you all day, and I'll catch you in the next one also.